test of faith. Once upon a time, there was a man named Abraham, who lived with his wife Sarah. They were very old, but they had always wanted a child. One day, when Abraham was very old, God promised him that he would have a son, and that his descendants would be as many as the stars in the sky. Years went by, and Abraham and Sarah finally had a son named Isaac. They were overjoyed. Isaac was very special to them, because he was the fulfillment of God's promise. One day, when Isaac was still a young boy, God asked Abraham to do something very difficult. He asked Abraham to take Isaac up a mountain and offer him as a sacrifice. Abraham loved Isaac very much, but he also trusted God completely. One day, God tested Abraham. He said to him,
"Abraham,
Here I am."
take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there, as a burnt offering, on a mountain I will show you."
So, early the next morning, Abraham and Isaac set out on their journey. They traveled for 3 days, until they came to the mountain that God had shown Abraham. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants,
"Stay here with the donkey, while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you."
Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham,
"Father,
"Yes, my son."
the fire and wood are here, but where's the lamb for the burnt offering?"
God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son.
And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there, and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac, and laid him on the altar, on top of the wood. Then, he reached out his hand, and took the knife, to slay his son. But, the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven,
"Abraham, Abraham,
Here I am."
do not lay a hand on the boy. Do not do anything to him. Now, I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son."
Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket, he saw a ram, caught by its horns. He went over, and took the ram, and sacrificed it, as a burnt offering, instead of his son. So, Abraham called it a place the Lord will provide. And, to this day, it is said, on the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said,
"I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this, and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you, and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me."
God blessed Abraham for his faithfulness, and provided for him and his family. Isaac grew up to have many descendants, just as God had promised. From that day on, Abraham and his family continued to trust in God and follow his guidance. The moral of this story is faith and obedience. Abraham's willingness to obey God's command, even when it seemed difficult or incomprehensible, demonstrates the importance of faith and obedience in one's relationship with the divine.
Thank you. We will see in the next video.